Hello and welcome to the channel, and I'm here for a CD collection video for you guys. Now for this collection video, I'll be showing you my collection for the band Alice in Chains. Of course, grunge legends, probably my favorite grunge bands, probably them and Soundgarden. Soundgarden probably be my second favorite, but Alice in Chains is probably at the top for me, maybe because I've just been a fan of them longer, but yeah, definitely a great band. Of course, rest in peace to Lane Staley. Let's go ahead and get into this collection. Of course, Facelift, which is maybe my favorite Alice in Chains album. Either this album or Dirt is my favorite. I don't know, sometimes they do bounce back and forth for me. But I just know that both this album and Dirt would be in my top two favorite Alice in Chains albums. That much I know. But yeah, definitely a great album though. Maybe one of the best grunge debut albums of all time. Actually, it probably is, but yeah, definitely a lot of great songs. I mean, I don't think you can go wrong with anything from this album, but some favorites of mine would be Sea of Sorrow, Bleed the Freak, I Can't Remember, Love Hate Love, Sunshine, and I Know Something About You. A lot of great songs on here. I mean, there's just a lot to like about this album, so Facelift. Next, we got Sap, one of their EPs. Now, of the two Alice in Chains EPs with Lane Staley, I do think that this is the weaker of the two, but I think it's still good, though. It's still very solid, for sure. I mean, of course, the first two tracks, Brother and Got Me Wrong, those are both very good. So, yeah, so Sap EP, pretty good. Next, we, of course, got Dirt, which is definitely one of their best. I mean, it has the song Wood on it, which is maybe my favorite Alice in Chains song ever. I mean, this album does have a lot of songs that would make my top 10 favorite Alice in Chains songs. Definitely a lot of great songs on this album, for sure. I believe this was also my first Alice in Chains CD that I've ever purchased as well. And yeah, definitely not a bad start when getting into the band. But some favorites of mine would have to be Them Bones, Down in a Hole, Rain When I Die, Rooster. I also really like Angry Chair. Angry Chair is probably another one of my favorite Alice in Chains tracks. And of course, Wood, obviously. Top 3 favorite Alice in Chains song. Contender for sure. But yeah, if not my favorite. But Dirt, definitely a great album. Next, we got Jaar Flies. Easily the best EP that they've ever done. I mean, this album is not only their best EP, but I think it's maybe one of the best EPs of all time. I mean, this album does have some of their best work, of course. I mean, you got Rotten Apple, Nutshell, and No Excuses. I mean, this album has so many great songs on it. I mean, definitely one of the best EPs of all time, in my opinion. Definitely very good. Next, we got the self-titled, also could be known as Tripod. This album, I mean, it's pretty solid. I mean, it's not my favorite Alice in Chains album, but I do like it, though. But I do think a lot of people can agree with me when I say that this is probably the weakest full-length album with Lane Staley, but it's still a very good album, though. I mean, you got songs like Again, you got the Nothing song, and of course, you got Frogs. It's a lot of great songs on this album, but yeah, not their best, but definitely not one of their worst either. So next, greatest hits. Found this for a cheap price, so that's why it's in my collection, of course, because I know that some people are kind of iffy when it comes to compilation albums, but yeah, I mean, I decided to grab this one just, you know, for the sake of having it in the collection, of course. But yeah, pretty good greatest hits CD. So yeah, Alice in Chains greatest hits. So next in the collection, we got Black Gives Way to Blue. I know there's some people that say that this is the best of Williams' era, the current vocalist. To me, this is their second best with the current vocalist. Definitely not one of their best, but I do think it's a good album, though. I do know that there's some people that actually say that this is one of their best. I've seen some people say that this is one of their best. Like, they even have it within the top 2 or top 3 best Alice in Chains albums, which is kind of surprising because that's not really something you see every day, of course, but there is some good songs on here for sure, like All Secrets Known and A Looking in View and the title track. I mean, this album definitely has a lot of great songs, so yeah. Definitely not their best album in my opinion, but definitely not bad though. Now, I don't have Devil Put the Dinosaurs here. I would eventually like to get that for the collection someday. Yeah, that is probably their weakest album in my opinion, so that's one of the reasons why I was, I guess, never in a hurry to get it, but I would like to get it eventually just to complete the discography collection, and maybe I'll collect some other things too, maybe Unplugged and the Essentials or whatever it is. I don't know, we'll see about that though. But lastly for this collection, Rainier Fog. Now, I believe that this was actually the first Alice in Chains album that I've ever checked out, which I know is kind of a controversial start, I guess. Some people might say, what, you didn't start out with one of the Lane Staley albums? Well, you know, I'm obviously new to the band. I was new to the band whenever I checked out this album. I mean, when this album came out, that's when I first checked out Alice in Chains, of course, and this was my introduction, basically. But it wasn't my first Alice in Chains CD. Like I said, Dirt was. But, yeah, this album, it is a good album. Now, I do think that this is the best of the William era, I think. Definitely a solid album for sure. And, I mean, obviously the first 3 tracks are excellent. The One You Know, the title track, and Red Giant. You also got great songs like Maybe, So Far Under, and All I Am. There's a lot of really great songs on this album. So, Rainier Fog, definitely a very good album. Not their best, but I do think it's a very solid album. And that's it for this collection video, guys, for Alice in Chains. So let me know what you guys think. What do you have from Alice in Chains? Do you have any of their albums on CD, on vinyl? Just feel free to let me know your thoughts on my collection and all that good stuff. But anyhow, thanks for watching. Have a nice day and take care.